In general, we're an IT services company. We do a lot of work with IT teams inside businesses, so most of the companies that we work with have their own IT staff or have, I guess you could say, technically capable people on staff, whether that's an IT team or a group of developers if it's one of our web companies. For companies that have in-house IT teams, what we bring is that extra level of expertise and the extra manpower as well. A lot of them are very busy looking after their users, so the more high-level server-related jobs or network-related jobs either don't get done or get done in a not industry-standard way. So we're available to the customers whenever they need us. Everyone has their own areas of expertise, but we have kind of a general but specifically high level area of expertise. Most of the IT teams have to be able to support their users and deal with printers and desktops and all that kind of fun stuff, which we don't really do any of. So we spend most of our time doing one or two things. One is business IT, so we look after Windows servers and Office networks and internet connections and potentially the WAN connection that connects all the customer sites together. Or we do more DevOps or WebOps, as some people call it, style work. So we're looking after servers behind big websites that need 5 or 10 servers to be able to either handle the load of the amount of users they have or to be able to perform all the functions that are required. We also do a little bit of development, specifically WordPress. We do WordPress hosting and maintenance as well. Also lately we've been doing a bit of Laravel development, which is a PHP framework. We've had a few customers come to us and say we want to do this thing that can't be done with off-the-shelf software, so we've been building solutions for people, and we're working on a couple of solutions at the moment for various customers that are quite big Laravel projects, even though it's not, I guess, what you'd expect from a normal IT services company. So we have a bit of a broader reach of what we can do, which means that we become a single point of contact and a one-stop shop for a lot of our customers, so we can meet all of their needs all in one go. Most of the work that we do is client driven, so they'll come to us and say, we want to do this or we want to do that, or we've heard about this new technology, can you have a look into it and see if it's something worth us doing? We do a reasonable amount of proactive work, for example, upgrading versions of software that people are running, or bringing to them a new technology we've discovered which we think might make their operations more efficient or cheaper or both. But a lot of what we do is client driven, and so far I haven't said no to anything. The customers will go, we want to do this, and I'll go, cool, sounds good, and then I'll go away and work out how to do it and go, okay, this is what we need to do. We're based all over the place. I'm based down in Invercargill, Mike's in Dunedin, Isabella's in Christchurch. Our servers are in Auckland, Sydney and Kansas, of all places. So we're not really based anywhere in particular, and in the business that we're in it doesn't really matter. Now that we're back at level 1 with COVID-19, we can actually get on planes and travel to customers, but we have to do that a surprisingly little amount. Pretty much everything we can do can be done remotely, or our customers, because they have internal IT teams, can do the on-the-ground work for us, so we don't have to spend the money to get to places, or spend the customers' money to get places. All over New Zealand, we have clients in Southland and Christchurch, Wellington, Hawke's Bay, Palmerston North. I've jumped around the country a bit there in Auckland as well. I don't think we've got anyone further north than Auckland, though. That would be cool. Also Australia, the US, and around Europe as well. Generally, as long as the time zones work out for both us and the customer, we can support anyone around the world. A lot of the work we do doesn't need us to have real-time communication. They can email us and say, hey, we need this done. And that might come in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then at 8 o'clock in the morning when we get started, we'll get it done and respond, and it'll be done for them. A few of our customers found that they couldn't pay their bills during the level 4 lockdown in New Zealand, which is understandable. People are closed, courier services aren't running, so there's a kind of a small subset of businesses that were able to run. We were able to either defer people's bills or give them credits to make sure that they stayed customers of ours, so we can, everyone knew it was going to be short term, so it was our service to our customers to keep them around and make sure they stayed in business was to provide them as much support as we could. We found that we had a bit of an advantage going into COVID-19 because we already all worked from home, so it was business as usual for us, apart from having our families at home as well, which caused the usual disruptions. But nothing really changed for us, and it enabled us to be quite supportive with our customers and help them make the transition to working from home. For working from home, we have the systems in place, and we've learnt how to have the mindsets to avoid the distractions and still be productive from home, and the trust and the different way of communicating with people, because you're all in different places. Things like Slack and Zoom became very important, as you saw by how significantly the stock price of Zoom jumped up as soon as everyone went into lockdown. It has been an issue for a lot of businesses that they're architected towards working from the office, so firewalls and other resources haven't been set up for that. One of the advantages again we have of working from home and working remotely from all of our customers is we were already set up to work remotely for them ourselves, which meant that it wasn't much of a stretch to move that to them working from home as well. And a lot of our customers are already based around solutions such as Microsoft Remote Desktop, which meant that all people had to do was pick up their laptops or desktops, unfortunately in some cases, take them home, and were mostly able to carry on as normal. I found that our customers do start to see us as just another team member rather than an external contractor. A lot of the feedback we've had from customers is they were often scared to contact their previous IT service providers because they knew it was going to immediately cost them X number of dollars just for picking up the phone. The way we work is that we sell a block of time to our customers, and that just gets used up throughout the month, and generally we work on a bit of a swings and roundabouts model. So some months they'll use 5 hours extra, and some months they'll use 5 hours less, and it just spreads out over the year. So it becomes more of a fee for us being available, and we just get the work done rather than nickel and diming them on every last little bit. The model of having that kind of block of time works well for everyone. It gives certainty to both ends on how much time is available or will be required, and means that it allows us to manage over the course of a year the work that gets done.